What's up? What's up? It's been a while. Some of you may be wondering where I've been and how things have been going. So let's cut right to the chase, shall we? As of today, July 20th, I've received about 14 or 15 immunotherapy treatments. My first 11 or so, I would say, were pretty smooth sailing. I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever. Oh, by the way, immunotherapy treatments, the symptoms for them, it can be literally anything that you can think of. I think that's because it's like an autoimmune thing. Pretty much anything that lasts longer than it should, I think, and becomes debilitating. And around, I think it was May, I'm actually looking for my tweet that I made around the time I started getting an interesting first symptom. Basically, my pancreas was producing absurd amounts of lipase, which is a digestive enzyme. Yeah, May 17th, my lipase level was 2,700. So, of course, with numbers like this, it kind of warrants a case of pancreatitis. I actually got a CT scan to check on the pancreas, and there was nothing of real significance on the scan, but I still had these crazy numbers. I remember one night I had, I think, a piece of pizza or something. That's probably likely. And later on, my stomach, or like my abdomen area, was like hurting when I was trying to sleep. It wasn't necessarily like a stomach ache, it was just kind of like a kind of sharp pain, I think. But once I figured out that it was from the lipase and stuff, I cut out pretty much all fats. I started using this MCT oil because it doesn't use lipase to be digested. Fast forward to now, my most recent lipase reading was 350. I'll definitely take a 350 over a 2700, though the normal range is 10 to 90. But I haven't really had any of those pancreas symptoms for a very long time now. I pretty much didn't have any of the real, like, pancreatitis symptoms, though. The nurses were telling me that their patients with pancreatitis would be like hunched over in pain like all the time. They couldn't keep water down. They would just throw it all up. I never had any of that. So I'm definitely thankful to not have experienced many of those real pancreatitis symptoms. Nonetheless, it was still very weird to see numbers like that for my lipase levels. Oddly enough, after that, or like, I think right when I stopped getting the pancreas symptoms, I started getting UTI symptoms. I know that's a little TMI, but I don't mind being transparent at all. So it took me like a couple weeks to figure out what this abdominal pain was. Another abdominal pain. I thought it was my pancreas still, but I figured out that after I went to the bathroom, my abdomen area would stop hurting. And I like realized, I was like, wait, is that my bladder hurting? Because from UTI, generally, I guess the damage done to the bladder for whatever reason, like the bacteria or something, it hurts the bladder and then you kind of feel that pain. But I started getting like all the other like classic UTI symptoms probably a week later, like burning, increased frequency and urgency. Those are kind of the telltale signs of UTI. So I actually called the office on a Saturday and I spoke to not one of my normal doctors, but another. And I pretty much told them what was going on, and they prescribed me the first line of defense for UTIs, which is Bactrim. It's a type of antibiotic. I want to say it did work for like a week or so because I didn't get like really any of those symptoms until like a week after I finished those antibiotics. So I went back to my doctor for a routine blood work, and then I told them what was going on, of course. They got a urine sample from me. They've actually gotten two or three from me by now. And guess what? Nothing grew on the urine culture. So it's like, what? I literally don't know if the immunotherapy can mimic a UTI like that. But if nothing grew in the urine culture, then it's like, what is causing that, you know? At the same time, around the same time that I had the UTI stuff going on, I also had this like nasally thing. I don't know if you can kind of hear it still, but that was kind of going on at the same time. And one of my PAs told me something viral or something is going around. So they prescribed me ciprofloxacin, another type of antibiotic. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but fast forward to now, I'm pretty sure everything's chill now. I haven't had any of those UTI symptoms for a long time. I'm still a little bit snotty, not as bad as before. I used to mouth breathe a lot when I would sleep. I would wake up with like a dry throat. It was not fun. But yeah, other than that, I suppose I'm chilling now. Okay, for the ciprofloxacin, that antibiotic, I actually had got a pamphlet here. My dosages, or my prescription came with, what is this, 4 pages? Yeah, 4 pages of, it's a medication guide for Cipro. Pretty much all of this talks about all the potential side effects that you can get from it. The number one thing is tendon ruptures, or swelling of the tendon, which is tendinitis. Tendon problems can happen in people of all ages who take Cipro tablets, and it can happen after the first dose. Amongst other things like, where's the central nervous stuff? Some central nervous system stuff. It had like a huge, liver damage, aortic aneurysm and dissection, sensitivity to sunlight. Well, basically, another one of the large side effects from Cipro is central nervous system stuff, as in like mood changes, dullness. You gotta look it up. It's a lot. I actually think I experienced some of that. One day I think I was on my third dose of it. I was really out of it that day. Like, I was super dull. I could barely, like, I remember going to Walmart and I could like barely walk with a purpose, I guess you could say. Like, it was very weird. I don't know. I feel like these random sensations, I guess you could say, of just like moving around and stuff that I feel like I didn't feel before, and I feel like that's something involving my tendons. Hopefully not, but it wasn't normal before, so I guess it's safe to say that it is from this stuff. But yeah, I'm just happy to be off of that stuff. I've actually been taking these probiotic gummies to help me, or help my digestive system, since I've been on antibiotics for like a month now or so. But yeah, these are, they're supposed to help with stuff. So I definitely recommend that if you take a lot of, or if you're on a lot of antibiotics. I think that was like $10 from Target. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Other than like all of that stuff that I've been experiencing since May, I'd say I've been doing good. I actually have a CT scan this Friday in Yeah, 2 days. So it's another little checkpoint. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.